Oh, okay. That to me. Okay, right. Without further ado, thank you very much. Um, eh, well, thank you. I was telling her that eh, I put myself into a very extractable mode. Let's say I'm not sure where you want to go to. So if you start leading me, yeah, I will play my part, and I'm not sure what will be the topic. And I know the topic is updates, but well, I'm not sure where you are at now, and where will be the subject or any one subject. If someone throw me something, we will start to develop from there. Do you think this could be the mechanics or the dynamic?
I think that will be fantastic. And I think that we all have very many questions to you. And I think that
Okay,
we should play it
good.
in an open forum and leave it up to
Yes.
everyone to ask questions so that we,
Yes.
exactly like you say, let's take it for a dynamic. We are a team right now establishing life coaching to be a community, to be so much more
Okay.
than just a place where people get life coaching, but a place where they can constantly, day by day, seek the small improvements and adjustments. So I think that
Great.
what we're establishing right now is also how we by ourselves come together. So I think that that's one of our challenges, the differences in our style, in our purpose, is to find out what is the right initiative. So that's where I think we stand today.
Okay, I got the point. You see, I'm not sure if everybody knows. I'm basically basing myself from something. Oh, I could say I look always for the base. Yeah, this is always the thing is driving me. Where I'm basing at, where I stand all the time. I need to know, or I need to, we have our six needs, or one is certainty, right? And the other one is the variables we have in life. So one of my certainties that perhaps I like to have, or I always try to have, is where I base at. And the thing I base at, it's a traditional Chinese medicine, for example, because it's something that we can't really manipulate that much. Or perhaps I could say that I can base myself into the seasons, or because we can change. At the same time, we have the season, like it or not. I might like winter, I may not like summer, but it's nothing that I can actually say. I can only enjoy it or not enjoy it, but I have to put myself in that base. What I'm trying to say is, if you tell me about any collectivity of people or minds, definitely we'll need a certain organization. I need a certain timeline, a certain topic, a certain whatever administration. And in my life today, I found it's very easy and very interesting to base into your own biology, or not in the medical sense, but into well, it is in the medical sense, but not in the traditional Western sense, but into the Eastern, or into the traditional Chinese medicine, which is what I practice. So everything happened to me today, or from this moment, I always put myself into try to find the balance between everything, because traditional Chinese medicine is about balance, fluidity, and balance. So if the topic in between all of us is the same, I think we can agree, right? And then we can base upon in our own assumptions, we can put our own ideas, but if we all base ourselves into balance, into fluidity, and then we are in the right framework. That's what I'm basically trying to, give you a hint, right? Because it's all of you are professionals in what you do. What I can bring on into the table is perhaps a framework which you haven't been at this moment. I'm not sure what you are, what your specialty is, within what you do. But I'll let you know what I do, because my way of doing things to others is basically, it's not doing, all right? It's basically, I have clients all over the world, as you may do. And what I try to create all the time is the awareness, or the sense of where they are at every moment. So in my world, it's about health. This is number one. Right? It's every sense of the word. So from the self, from the mind or the spirit, self or spirit, from mind, from emotional, and from physical. So every part, every sense, every aspect of us as humans or as individuals, right? So this is my particular take on it. Not to tell you what to do, but to give you different frameworks, different I call it, I think we could do a certain exercise, and I envision myself into putting a mind field, right? This mind field, it will be basically different ideas and different topics where some of those will trigger stuff on you. And because it's about, everything is about yourself. Mm-hmm. It's not ever, if you manage to be aware of where you stand, it's where you basically can do everything you want. Mm-hmm. But everything keeps you away from that, and the only person or the only thing is keeping you away from that is yourself. So it's like a paradox, and it's pretty easy, because if you know where your base are, then you can fix anything, or you can move around, and you have every sense of yourself. But if you do not know where you stand, it's very limiting. Is what I'm trying to say. So the only way for us to discover that, which you don't reach anywhere, because we are not reaching, where there is no destination, I'm sure everybody knows that. But basically, what are the different mechanisms and dynamics in our exact moment? Because we are dynamic, and then we are growing, and our mind expands, and our body doesn't expand, contracts. So you are expanding your brain, and in a ever contracting body. So it's like you have to work yourself into seeing yourself deteriorating in your time, but trying to get the best out of your mind. See, so it's a game where we need a certain dynamics, and for that we need certain tools. We need certain ideas, and this is basically what I could bring into the table sometimes, right? So everybody has a limit. So it's pretty much an intro, if you like.
So may I speak?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So I think, and thank you for that. I think that is what you do, and I think collectively with Cal, that's what each of us do. We all have a level area of expertise where we provide the client
right.
With the tools he or she needs to get to that level of self-awareness, to understand what their triggers are, and possibly identify the root cause for any trigger, because for something to be triggered, it has to be something that's the root cause. So once you identify that and work that out, then you will no longer be triggered. However, a lot of us are walking through life on autopilot. We're not self-aware. We don't know why we smile. We don't know why we cry at certain moments. We don't know why we get frustrated or angered, because that's just, we've adopted this mindset of that's just how I am. So all of us collectively at Cal are giving the client different levels of expertise that will hopefully give the outcome of them attaining a level of self-awareness where they will know why they do and don't do certain things, and that they are the only authority in their lives. So if something is not going well in your life, you have to take a step back and see what you are bringing to that situation, and possibly change your perspective and learn to identify the benefits and
Sorry, I lost you. I lost you for about 30 seconds.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I do. I lost you. I'm not sure. Maybe it's me.
So collectively, I think we provide that level of self-awareness where the client can go to different coaches for different things that specializes in different things that help collectively give them that sense of self-awareness so that they can face any challenge head on, and they can start to make effectual change in all aspects of their life. That's my take on it. Barrett, if I'm incorrect, I stand.
No, you do. I mean, nobody's here to qualify anybody, I guess. Right? It's perhaps a very nice game. I think it's the best game we can ever play on people. Is basically giving part of ourselves and what we believe, and basically that that impression we get from everybody. It's what we need basically to promote yourself into different areas, right? And I'm not sure if this is what you are saying or trying to say. Is basically, or let me ask you, where you base at when you are saying that? What is your base to say what you say?
I need a little more clarification. I don't know exactly what it is you're asking.
Okay. Are you basing on the principle of the nature of your work, or are you basing in the principle of how we humans are, or are you basing in the principle of what you believe in what you do? You see,
it's multifaceted. So my experience is my evidence. So I have practiced all the tools that I would impart on another person. I live in that space every day of my life. So my first and foremost foundation is coming from experience, from practical application, and then studying human behavior and human psychology, and a belief, not a belief system, because belief for me is faith without seeing evidence of something. So trusting in that there's cause and effect. If I do something or they
now we're talking
results. So basically, I live in an evidence-based reality. And again,
but I think you got it. I think you got it. In my point of view, everything is a cause and effect.
Exactly.
Everything. Your experience is a cause and effect as well. So more you advance in whatever road you are, which sometimes you don't know if you are exactly in that road. It's not that I want to be like very abstract into that, but sometimes we are off just by, you see, have you played golf or anybody play golf?
I've attempted.
No.
Okay. I love golf because it's everything about what I do, right? In the field, it's myself, and it's the ball, and it's my club, and then I hit it. So 1 millimeter here in where I stand is perhaps a few meters down the line, right? So what I'm trying to say is very graphically, it's which I'm sure you know that graphic is perhaps you think you are in that road or into that way, and perhaps it's okay. Let me say in a different way, and then perhaps you get what I'm trying to say. Lately, I'm putting myself into understanding more how ugly I am. Okay, so start the ugliness in every sense and start to like it, but not in a liking of being, but in a liking of knowing, which is a very different topic. So accepting, you see, we humans have something which is a hormone that's called glucocorticoid. Okay, your hormone, this glucocorticoid, doesn't know if you are attacked by a big bear or it's a taxman in knocking your door. You see, so that stress make us segregate this hormone, and that hormone has the only function, which is shutting down your parasympathetic system, right? And if you know anything about biology, I'm sure you do. That is shutting down your immune system, shutting down your sexual part, and your digestion, to name the three most important, right? So from then on, what happened with your body is that you have in your digestive system whatever you had, or you have whatever you had before. So if you have the wrong stuff, that is going to be a time bomb, right? And we don't really understand that because we don't really put in ourselves into that. So from then on, what happened is you segregate cortisol, adrenaline, and so on for you to basically pump more blood into the extremities, and then you get into the fight or flight mode, right? This is pretty normal stuff, but what happens, right, it's when you understand how ugly you are in certain situations and you see yourself, if you start to recognize the liking, you minimize this stress. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So, and not only that, but because you have to get over the fact that you are extremely ugly in certain areas, but it doesn't have to affect you. Mm-hmm. And this is extremely difficult to achieve because your mechanism is automatically triggered, mm-hmm. right? Well, from then on, if you know that this will happen all the time, so better equip yourself into having the right decisions of what you're gonna eat or what it's exactly, because you know this is gonna happen all the time, especially in the kind of work you do, in the type of lifestyle you choose to have. So from then on is, if you are at least aware of what is going to happen to you biologically, at least you are going to have a certain sense and make decisions, because everything to me is about what you decide. Mm-hmm. Because it's very important that you have a take on what you do. And then it's the only way you can actually understand where you make mistakes, because otherwise we're going to be a free will. See, it's so easy. No, it's not so easy. You have to be responsible of what the mistakes you make, but not only saying just the mistake. It's about understanding how bad you make the things go for yourself, not for anybody else. And it goes from the thinking and it goes from the decisions, but coming back, you have to know what you decide. And then decision has to be commitment. You have to commit yourself in deciding. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter the result. Tell me a great game that you like. Tell me a game. One game. It could be a table game or any game.
Basketball.
Okay. What is the goal of playing basketball?
To get the ball into the hoop, I think.
No, that is the rules. What is the objective? What is the goal? The ultimate goal.
Sorry? To win?
Yeah, every game is to win and nothing else. Now, if you like to win, as we all do, what do you play? That is the right question. Why do you play?
Why do I play, or what do I do? Why?
Why?
For the same outcome, to win.
Right, but knowing that you decide to play because you want to win, does that guarantee you that you're gonna win?
Nope. Your thoughts and your deeds have to be congruent. So once you have the mindset, you have to put into play an action plan to almost not guarantee that you'll win, but set you up to a more positive outcome. To win.
Right. This is what I call a base. You are basing into the objective of winning, but this is not the reason you're playing, because reason cannot be an objective. And this is the thing we are really unclear. Objective is what you may want, but the reason is just playing for fun.
Okay.
This is what all the games are created for, just for us to be entertained. So this will guarantee you that you're gonna be in the right place, because the reason is to play for the reason of playing, which is be entertained, be part of the game, being in a community, be whatever it is, right? And grow and share with others. That is only reason.
Okay.
Objective and on the goals is what we actually take on, and sometimes we interchange these values or these positions and where you stay. So this is for me a big base where I stand. Do I stand in my reasons? So can you come to Argentina? Can you come to Argentina?
Can I come to Argentina?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You just go and buy a ticket, and then you know where you stand,
right?
And then you know how much it's going to cost you when you put the destination, right?
Right.
So you take the decision, but you're not ever going to come to Argentina because you don't have a reason.
Okay.
If you have the reason, then everything happens magically.
So the motivation?
No. Motivation is more into the lower level. It's more like mind level. I'm talking about self.
Okay.
Self means you have to have something inside of you that it gives you everything for you to do it.
Okay.
Everything. There is no, in this sense, we are binary. Binary means yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Do, don't do. That's it. There is no in between. There is no grace in this area. Reason is full throttle or stop. There is no in between. Otherwise, it's not a reason. And then it's how we can identify if it's a reason, right? Perhaps I can tell a bit more. Okay. Anybody else? I don't know. Let's twist the ball and see where it goes. This is a good one. Ready?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Who wants to twist the ball? Who wants to say something?
I had my turn at that.
We're coming back for you.
John, would you like to give it a shot?
Yeah, I want to just twist the ball.
Sure, I'll jump in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
So what's coming up for me is we're talking about sports, and for me, it's not about winning; it's about just playing the game.
Right. But you have to win. It has to be together. It's two in one. No, it's not up to you. It's both come together. That's what I want to achieve. A great question, a great introduction. Sorry to just leave a little up there, because it's like the truck came, so the truck went all away, and then the truck came back with all the load. So I'm just putting in front of you, it's this is my personal opinion, okay? And then I give you back the ball. There are no decisions for us for whatever we already have. This is one principle that I imprinted in me. I cannot ask for something that I already have, or I cannot ask for portions of it when it's a whole. Okay, a game is two parts. You have to, or three parts if you want. It is to enjoy, or it's to participate in whatever. It is to basically the opportunity to excel or to get to test, okay? Not for the sake of winning, but it is to basically say to tell the outcome where you are at. So the game will give you a different ideas for you to progress in whatever you do. I'm not talking about just basketball. I'm talking about across the board on any game, right? So every game will qualify into this. So you have to, it's for us to progress. It's the only way is to know where you stand along the herd. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, right? Am I understood or?
Understood.
Yeah. Okay. So it's one is yourself, and it's your take, it's your complete winning of being, all right, and participating and expressing, which is the end, the big goal. From there on is being where you are at, right? It's about understanding, and it's feedback, and everything is good sense because you know where you are at among the rest. And third, you have to know what you are playing. So you have to concentrate yourself. You have to commit yourself into knowing the rules. So it's three process, to me at least. There are three areas that we must complete. Otherwise, we won't be playing. And it's going to be a big mess because everybody will do whatever they want. And it's not about doing whatever you want. It's about how well you do what you're supposed to be doing in the interaction to the rest, right? This is basically more or less the idea. I give you back the ball.
Awesome. No, that's awesome. I totally understand where you're coming from. What was coming up for me inside of the conversation was, pushing a ball up a mountain, and the goal not necessarily being getting to the top of the mountain, but the goal just to be basically pushing the ball. Yeah.
Right.
And I love what the
but you need to know where you are based at. Or you need to know. Yep. You have to understand where you are at, because the only commitment to yourself is to know every time where you are at, and from there on, take over what your principles, your fundamentals, which is growth and giving to others, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then from there on, if you know where you are, you can work on yourself, and then you can bring it back. Mm-hmm. This is basically my take on it. So go back. Yes, continue.
Absolutely, in agreement. I think it's all about that knowing what the game is, knowing where you're at, and then also knowing where everybody in the community is at, so that you can move to that common vision and impact in the world. Yep.
Yes. Not only in the world, and yourself. In ourselves. Okay. How much do you impact to yourself constantly?
Every second.
Right? Good. That is a good commitment, because if you can impact yourself, you can impact others. Otherwise, it will never happen. Mm-hmm. And everything starts from ourselves. If you do not know where you stay or where you stand among the rest in a game, you will never improve. You will never be. Mm-hmm. Right? So, but your main principle, which is being, must be solid and immaculate and pure. That one cannot be deteriorated by anything. Nobody touches it. And the only person can touch it is you. And that is where everything goes wrong. Tell me, do you know any tree that decide to grow halfway?
No.
That's a good one. That's a good metaphor.
Right? What about a dog? Does the dog decide to be less dog?
No.
Right. Why us humans do that? All the time. And it's not about the tools that is given to you. Okay, let me tell you this. I came to the conclusion once, about a few years back. We all speak because we have the faculty of speaking, right? Not because we learn to speak, all right? If we have the faculty, and then we can speak because we can train the faculty. But first and foremost, we need to have the faculty. Otherwise, we will be communicating in some other way, right? But because we have the faculty of speaking, so we can learn, we can acquire a tool, which is language, and then we can communicate in English language, for instance, today, right? From there on, what happened? That having the faculty, which is the same of all of us here, and knowing the language pretty much all the same, that doesn't guarantee you anything. That is not you. That is only the very basic elements that everybody can have, right? But this most important part is that the upgrade that I call it is communication. So every word I choose, you know that word, otherwise you wouldn't understand, but I choose to mix it in the way I am, right? So that choice comes from a commitment to be myself. And if you do not do that commitment, you're not giving yourself, right? So it is not about the faculty, it's not about studying, it's about yourself, using every single tool you can ever acquire according to the faculties we all have to express yourself in every possible way all the time, for you to impact yourself as much as possible and the rest. That is, for me, living. That is in a nutshell. A part of that is only the struggling in between. That's all.
I have to say, Gabriel, to everyone that we are running out now of time. We have 3 minutes left. So does anyone have a last questions for Gabriel for today?
I do.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Go.
You mentioned reason and objective, that they were not the same thing.
Yep.
How do we determine?
Clarifying yourself.
Excuse me?
Clarifying yourself. You have to clear with yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's come from you. That's come from you. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can come to Argentina, and then you can come, but you have to have a reason. Otherwise, you will never make the leap.
Okay.
And it's just a very, it's a very abstract way to say it, but it's basically something inside of you that is not okay, how do you say? You cannot manipulate.
Okay.
It is. Okay, tell me, what is faith? Can you define faith? Faith.
Faith is belief in something that you can't see.
Yeah, but it is or it isn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it is or it isn't. There is no in between.
Oh, right.
Faith, or there is no faith, or you believe or you do not believe. There is nothing in between. The reason is the same.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. What drives you, but in every possible way, there is no way back. Mm-hmm. You are who you are, and what you are, no, it's no motivation, because there is a wrong word. It's what actually drives you. What is the reason inside, which is multiple. You have many reasons, right? You have to find it yourself. This is what you have to clarify. This is our only job. It's very easy. We have to just clarify that. That will give you all the decisions and all the decision making and all procrastination. No more. You end it there. Because you have to only work in your reasons, and your reasons are only yours, as inside, intimate, and it's all vibration. It's a quantic. It's vibration. It's energy within you, and things come out just because are. Everything is already inside of yourself. You only have to bring it out. That's it. You know exactly what is going on. You just have to bring it out, and that is what this community, to me, is the best of the best, which we can actually each other, right, bring us on different takes and different angles. I like to call it angles, right? Because that is not true in this. I mean, what I'm saying, I'm just, perhaps another group of people, they say, what the hell is this guy talking about? 1 hour.
I have to stop you now, Gabriel, because we have 1 minute left. Will you join us again shortly?
Sure.
I will record this, and I will put out a blog for the page so that we put this the video on as we tape today, and I will share with the team. I will give you feedback, and we look forward to having you on board shortly. I will communicate with you.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.